Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of How to Do Drugs. I always forget that I'm filming this. It's probably crooked again. You're welcome! Today, I have a very fun guest. Someone that I actually met on Twitter.
Yes.
You started following me on Twitter, and I believe you and your girlfriend or your wife.
Now wife.
Oh, congrats!
Thank you.
Congrats!
Thank
you guys came to one of my shows, one of the first shows that I produced ever, actually at the Cutting Room. So that was super fun.
She won a great big dildo.
Yeah. The big black one. I think that she did.
Still own it.
Yeah, nice. I actually have pictures of that from that show. That was fun. Richard Betts, everybody. Hello, the crowd goes wild. It's just us and my dog. But we are all very excited. So how we met, obviously I just said through Twitter, but you had, you're like, oh, I have this book.
Yes.
And I would like to give you a copy of this book about whiskey. She's like, because I think I tweeted something about Jameson or something.
Yes.
And you're like, I have a book. And so I have it actually still. And this was like 5-6 years ago, maybe? Yeah, because I actually...
Maybe 6,
yeah, May 14th will technically be like my stand-up comedy anniversary.
Amazing.
From like...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe it's 7 years. So this book is called The Essential Scratch and Sniff Guide to Becoming a Whiskey Know-It-All. It's actually super cute. And it does actually, like, the little scratchy things do actually smell. And it's autographed, which is nice. But yeah, so what made you write this book? And why is Scratch and Sniff?
That's a good question. So a friend and I were on a skiing trip in northern Canada, in the middle of nowhere. Of course, everyone's in bed except for us late one night.
Yeah.
Actually cooking weed and butter for the next day's breakfast before we go skiing. And we'd just done all this wine tasting. The first book was actually about wine. First Scratch and Sniff book was about wine.
Okay.
And I led all of our friends to this tasting. And it's like, here's how you think about it. And he's like, wow, that's so amazing. How do we scale you?
Yeah.
Like, that's a good question. I don't know. He's like, you should write a book. I was like, I don't know. You know, like wine books are crusty and boring.
Yeah. They always sound snobbish. You know, a lot of wine people always seem very snobbish.
They can. It's so weird. They put all their self-worth in this stupid thing. It's really wrong.
It's like it's grapes. You're drinking grapes.
Yeah, it's grape juice.
Settle down.
Changing bedpans. Get over it. It's so silly. So, of course, you know, you're in that moment and high, and it falls out like, well, how about a Scratch and Sniff wine book? And it's like, oh my God, that's it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So take this thing, that's crusty thing, that's well loved, but poorly understood.
Yeah.
And knock it off the pedestal with literally a kid's book for adults.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. Yeah.
It has like big thick pages and stuff like that. I was like, I love this book.
Yeah.
But it's super cute though. Yeah, this is great. I love it. It's super fun. So the book that you sent me, this is a new book actually that you had just finished. And then you have a map in here. I didn't want to take it out because I felt like it devalued the book, but then I also remembered that you wrote on it, so
there you go.
it has my name, so I'm like, oh, I could probably actually check that out now. All right, and so this one, I was actually very, because you know how much I'm a pothead, if anyone. Does anyone know how much marijuana I smoke all day, every day? Not as much as I used to when I was younger. Like, it does affect me a little bit more. Like,
me too.
I have, I could probably smoke like one bowl, you know, like throughout the day, depending on if I take my ADHD med. So if I take my Adderall, I tend to smoke a little bit more. Which is super fun. I also noticed that, like, I smoke more cigarettes, too, when I'm on it. And I'm like, God damn it. But, like, I focus more.
Yeah.
And that's nice. So it's like lung cancer. I mean, like, what other kind of cancer can I get this year, guys? Let's check that out. Oh, okay. So this one is called The Indispensable Scratch and Sniff Guide to Cannabis. So so this was obviously a follow-up of, so you're just kind of going through, are you going to do, like, what else can you do, Scratch and Sniff?
I have 2 in mind.
Yeah.
Sex.
Yes.
And the Old Testament. And I'm not a religious person, but I want to tell that story.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Leather, rust.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Mirth or whatever. Yeah. Sex is definitely, Because I know.
Some things, blood, leather. No.
Yeah, actually. Depending on what you're into, no kink shaming here.
Exactly, no kink shaming.
But yeah, you could do like different lubes. Like they had like the flavored condoms, which is disgusting, by the way. The mint one wasn't bad, if I remember correctly. But who's used condoms anymore? Just kidding. Everyone used condoms. Oh my God. Just because I can't get pregnant doesn't mean you can. Oh, I love it. So this one. Do you grow weed at all? Do you have like?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So, it's something I'd always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it never pulled off in the United States. I tried in my dorm room.
Yeah.
Our pet rabbit ate it. Truly. His name was Buddy. He was not a good buddy.
No. Buddy, why do you eat all the weed, man?
Totally. So, finally moved to Amsterdam 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're on the top floor of the building, and we have the roof.
Nice.
It's so amazing. And I was finally able to grow, and the days are really long there. And so consulted with some friends that do this for, properly.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, based on where you are and the climate and this, that, and the other, this is what you should do.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, and it was captivating. It completely ruled my summer.
Yeah.
Like taking care of my babies. I've had dogs my whole life until recently, and these became my new dogs.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Did you name them and everything?
All of them, and then had a little magnifying glass out there looking to trichomes, and no, they're too milky, they're not brown enough yet, wait, harvest, and then of course, so all this work and all this time, and like all these kind of like shortened vacations because you got to get home, make sure everybody's in the water,
plants.
exactly, and then harvest, it's like, should I wait another day? Shouldn't I wait another day?
Yeah.
And finally harvest, and then it of course takes over your house, and Carla, my saint of a wife, is like, Richard, what the fuck? Like every hanger in our house is like all the clothes come off.
Well, yeah, because you gotta dry it. Yeah.
So it's hanging through the whole house like Christmas. It was like, oh, it is what it is. It was really fun, and then that's what became everyone's Christmas gift.
Was we?
Like,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's if you let it grow too long, that's bad, right?
It is bad.
It could like screw it up or whatever.
Yeah.
So so you do want to pick it at the right time, but you don't want to pick it too soon.
Nope.
Oh, that sounds like something that
It's
I would be.
nerve-wracking.
That would be so anxious about.
Totally.
Like I tried growing pot, not on purpose, but this is back in like the 90s. The 90s kind of weed that high schoolers could get in suburban Wisconsin.
Yeah, fair.
And my mom, tons of plants, like huge plant lady. And so a lot of times, sometimes we'd take her weed too, but her weed was always super seedy. So what we did is that we would take all the seeds and then we just put them randomly throughout the house and all of the plants.
Amazing.
And obviously, because it's my mom's pot, she knows what marijuana looks like when it's. And so, I think it was in one of the like spider plants or something. All of a sudden, there was like a couple little sprouts. And my mom's like, Alia, are you growing weed in my plants?
Totally. The spider plants grow down, of course.
Yeah. It was so funny. I was like, oh, wow, it actually worked. Like, we didn't think it would actually work at all. Yeah, no, she ended up killing them, which was sad. She pulled them. I was like, Mom, we could, like, grow our own weed. Like, you have shit weed. She's like, quit stealing my weed! And that was most of my high school. Quit stealing my marijuana. So Amsterdam has to be fun because almost everything's illegal there, isn't it?
Everything, not everything's legal, but everything is tolerated.
Yeah.
So, of course, you can go buy weed anywhere, or hash, or mushrooms, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And you used to actually be able to buy the fresh mushrooms. Now they're you buy them processed in a chocolate or whatever. But you figure out like who's good at it, and it's good.
Yeah.
You can also, and this is like one of the really lovely things about the Netherlands. They treat people like adults.
What?
I can't believe it. So
they have healthcare.
They have healthcare.
Shut up! They have weed and healthcare.
Weed, healthcare. Your prescriptions are free.
What?
And get this, you can text your dealer.
Yeah.
And they will send you a menu, and you text back, and they come to your door, and they'll sell you anything. And then, if you want, you can send some of it to the government. This is actually really a genius strategy. Keeps the dealers honest.
Yeah.
They will test it and tell you the results of what's in it. Yeah.
What? Like the potency and stuff, like
exactly.
be like, you're getting bad weed, man.
Exactly. Or anything, or MDMA, or K, or you pick it. Like
they will tell you what it's cut with,
because they figure you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
If you go to a festival, like any of the big festivals in the summer, and there's a huge festival season there. Yeah. It's the same thing. You'll go and there'll be like 2 police, and like 20 healthcare workers, for 20,000 people. Yeah. And we're not here to like do the police thing. We're here to make sure everyone's safe. Everyone's hydrated. If you need something, we got you. Yeah. Because most of the time people are so fucked up. Like there may be 1 or 2 fights that you only need 1 or 2 cops. Exactly. Totally. Yeah. And when you have that smaller police presence, it just de-escalates the whole thing. So people are just easy and cool. Yeah. They're not like tensed up and feel like. Exactly. Yeah. So there's just this mutual respect, which is. What about freedom of speech? You guys got freedom though? Oh, we got it. God damn it! And then some. It's an amazing place. We live. But do you have red, white, and blue? Do you bleed blue? We do. It's just turned sideways. Same flag. Oh, okay. So I need to move to the Netherlands. It's pretty amazing. I know one of my buddies, who's actually, he's porn law on Twitter. Okay. He still does practice law and stuff like that. But he moved, I believe he moved to like Norway or something like that for healthcare and stuff. He has in and out of cancer, and stuff like that. So yeah, he moved there. Yeah, he loves it. Yeah, no, it's the right place amazing. To be. Yeah. Yeah, after I'm on TikTok. Did you know that? Don't do it. I did know that. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I am apologizing. You're actually funny on it. I don't know what to do on it. I was like, oh. It's so stupid. But I'm on oh fuck, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Foreign law, Norway, Amsterdam. Yeah. No, this guy, someone had asked, they'd be like, I think he was from Canada or France or something like that. He had like a French accent, and he's like, America. He's like, tell me why you think your country is the greatest country in the world, and everyone's like, nobody thinks that. Have you seen us over here? We're a disaster. It's been terrible. It's been terrible. Like cops are killing people all the time. All of them. Not even a little bit. Just all of the fucking time. Yep. It doesn't even matter what color the person is. Like they're literally just murdering a bunch of people. Obviously more black people, but they are still murdering a bunch of people. Yeah. So they need to stop that. Healthcare. What? I owe $30,000 for my. Sorry. No, it's like I'm not a good adult. Okay. And when it comes to stuff like that, I'm really, really bad. And like health insurance and stuff like that, because most of the time, like my mom, she's a nurse. She always handled all the medical stuff. And then when I turned 25, she's like, "You're on your own. Figure it out." And I was like, "Okay," but I had a job, like a regular 9-to-5 job that had insurance, so they handled all that stuff. All I had to do was just pick out my doctor and go. And then now that I'm like. On your own. I'm like, I don't understand. Like a lot of, like for most of the part, like I would just go to like walk-in clinics and stuff like that. I am a fairly healthy person, so I never, and I'm like out of sight, out of mind, 100%. Be like, if I go to the doctor, they're gonna find something. Yes. And sure enough, I get insurance, go to the doctor, and I fucking cancer. But how are you doing? Oh, no, I'm fine. Yeah, no, I'm ready for Slut Girl Summer. I'm just still afraid to have sex, though. I'm afraid my pussy may prolapse. Yeah. Can that really happen? Absolutely. But, I mean, it happened to my great-grandmother, but she also had, like, was it like 6 or 7 children? I don't know. They were just started walking out after a while. So yeah, that's what like the vaginal mesh thing. If you ever see the commercials, because people are like, "Do you need to sue for a vaginal?" Yeah, it's because if you had a lot of kids, it gets kind of it could totally prolapse. And I was like, "Oh, my pussy's prolapsing." Oh. I never had a child, to full term, but I'm still like terrified. Oh. No, I'll get over it, I'm sure. But yeah, $30,000 because apparently the surgeon wasn't covered, but like my doctor, she's like, "Oh, I'll be there and your insurance will cover it." And their insurance is like, "No, we're not covering it." And I'm like, so all I have to do is just like call the doctor and be like, "Yo," and like fix it. I just haven't. Okay. Because I don't think I should have to pay. I don't think I should have to pay anything for the surgery. I think healthcare. Yeah. So I'm. But if that's a $30,000 phone call, you got to make it.
I do. I need to just grow up and do it. Like, I'll do it. Like, I have it written down on my list of shit to do this week, and it's Wednesday. Yeah. So I have 2 days.
I would bet you anything it was on your list last week and the week before.
You know, it's been on my list since after the surgery in October.
Same person.
Yeah.
Same person. It causes so much fucking anxiety.
Yeah,
like, why
it
don't I
does.
do it because I don't want to do it. Like, well,
Yeah, it's a stressful thing, and it's for my benefit, but just having to deal with insurance companies, because, like, I am trying to be nicer to people on the phone.
It's a big one. It's a huge one.
Like, when you have a problem, especially, like, with Apple or AT&T, I've always been like, I'm gonna fucking murder if you don't get my shit right, and now I'm like, you get more bees with honey, or with honey, Alia. And then, yeah, I noticed that, like, the nicer I am, I actually had one customer service lady tell me I was her favorite all day, and I'm like, who the fuck am I?
I love that.
I was like, who
That's
am I?
amazing.
Yeah, so, if anything, cancer may have made me a little nicer. Okay, whatever.
Whatever you say. I trust you.
Yes. So you were talking about shrooms. So do you shroom a lot, or do you like the microdosing, or?
So I've never done the microdosing.
Yeah. Like, if you do it, you're like, I'm shrooming.
Yeah, and it's also, I think, for us, the most like thoughtful, engaged, want to be in the right place. It's definitely not a party drug.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like, plants always talk to me, and I just want to be there for it. It's always like in nature. It's always really lovely. Mm-hmm. It's always laughing a ton.
So much, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just like, I mean, I would never like walk around Manhattan. Absolutely not. But
really?
I know, but I would definitely go to the beach.
Yeah.
Or maybe the park. I don't know.
Central Park is super fun. I spent a lot of last summer in the park tripping.
Yeah, that's fun. I love it.
Nothing else to do.
I love it. Yeah, no, I mean, I recently spent a whole lot of time talking to 3 palm trees and 1 little weed, and it's just so lovely. And then your heart's open, and we're nicer on the phone. And
yeah, it does.
Things.
It helps with depression and stuff like that. It definitely it helps with that. I know I've talked about it before, like, but it can help people like quit smoking.
Yes.
It definitely has a lot of medical benefits. And I noticed here in the States, like certain cities and stuff like that, like they're starting to decriminalize it, and like they're looking in. I mean, they've always kind of known what the medical benefits of this stuff was. Yeah, like, they really have.
Yep.
They're like, oh, this is way better than ketamine or, any of these opioids or, like, any Prozac or whatever. It's just like, hey, like, give someone some fucking mushrooms.
Yeah, but the pharmaceutical companies don't control it. That's the issue. And that's, like, those are the real hard, bad drugs, I think. I've lost so many friends to opioids. That
from pills that you get from a doctor.
And it's heartbreaking. No one this year, but every year in recent memory, you just lose a friend.
At least one, or at least know someone that knew someone. Yeah, like a friend of a friend or something like that. Yeah, no, it's it is
so sad.
It is getting really bad.
However,
yeah.
So New York just made recreational marijuana legal.
Yes.
So why the fuck don't they let everybody out of jail that went to jail for it?
I think that's part of the thing. No, that was definitely, they obviously, and I think a lot of those people need to be the first in line when it comes to like being able to like sell. They're like, dude, we already obviously know what we're doing. Like they're literally the best people to do it.
And the most deserving people. Like give them the licenses to do it.
Yeah, because you guys, because there's been people who've died in prison for $10 a weed, and it's just insane. It's so crazy, especially when there's like alcohol. Like no one who's ever made beer has gone to prison. You know what I mean, for killing.
And alcohol's not good for you.
No,
it's fun, but it's not good for you.
No, well, everything is in moderation.
I agree with you.
Like wine has if it's good wine, has a lot of like vitamins and stuff like that. Some beers, I guess like Guinness has a lot of vitamins and stuff like that.
I just had a glass of wine and a shot of tequila at lunch.
Yeah.
In moderation, it's good for you.
Yeah, no, it can be. It can be fairly good. I was trying to figure out because I know I've had a couple of alcoholics on the show, and I've always like wondered, I'm like, am I an alcoholic or like am I drunk? And then I realized because alcoholics, like, they're the type of people who have to have alcohol in their system constantly. Every single day, they're always thinking about alcohol. It's like they have to have alcohol.
Yes.
Where I could go without drinking for very long periods of time. But when I do drink, I make up for all the time that I didn't, like a binge drinker, basically.
Yes.
And, like, just blackout. Sometimes I'll get sick because just my brain is like, oh, we could do this. And my body is like, no, bitch, you can't. No. We are not
That's
22 anymore. Yeah, so I've come to realize that I'm a drunk.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. Yeah, because I only get drunk, like, maybe once or twice a month.
Okay.
Like, and that even before, well, quarantine, we don't count that. But,
No,
but
definitely don't count.
Yeah, but before quarantine, you know, with working in bars and stuff like that, like, you can't be hammered all the time. Sometimes doing, like, a 1 a.m. show, fuck it. Like,
Yeah, totally.
You know, every once in a while, but... Yeah, like, you can't be super wasted. I did a spot on a rooftop recently, and I didn't mean to get hammered, but I got a little hammered before I even went to this fucking show. I was like, how did that happen? I had 2 glasses of wine. I'm like, bitch.
You're out of practice.
I am out of practice.
Yeah.
That's it. It is. It's one of those things that, like, you have to, like, get your body used to again.
Plus, I think the weed-alcohol combo is always a thing.
Yeah. Oh, well, I definitely always smoke. Like, there's never not weed in my system. And if I'm drinking, like, I have my little one-hitter. You know, sometimes people, well, now it's a little bit different with joints, but, or blunts and stuff.
Totally.
But I have my little one-hitter and, like, 1 or 2 hits. But, yeah, that's where cocaine comes in now. If you get too drunk, do a bump of cocaine. And that evens you out. But I definitely, that's the thing, is that I don't want to do cocaine anymore because I really like it a lot.
Yeah,
It's my
I totally
favorite.
Understand it.
Have you ever done it? Do you like it?
I have done it. I do love it. I am 50.
Yeah.
So start to think about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you know, I think at a certain point, you just find your way to other stuff.
Yeah. More mellow stuff. I do a lot more mushrooms and stuff now. Quarantine, we don't count quarantine. What happens in quarantine stays in quarantine.
Totally.
Oh, what was I going to ask you? So with like the weed legalization and stuff like that, are you thinking about like getting in the weed selling business? Because you make wine. Like, I've had some of your wine, which was fucking amazing.
Yay.
By the way. It was from like New Zealand, right? You make Australia. Okay. Oh yeah, no, they get real mad about that. By the way,
I get it wrong all the time. From Australia, like, no, fuck you, mate, in New Zealand. It's like, what do you? Who could tell?
I'm so sorry. The fun is getting an Australian person and British person mixed up.
Yeah.
They get furious.
Totally, but they're all palms, prisoners of Her Majesty.
Yeah.
Just call them a palm, they'll love it.
Be like, oh, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, pile insult on insult.
Yeah, that was really, really good over quarantine. Are you thinking about like maybe like getting into the weed selling business?
You know, I've thought a lot about it. We looked at it.
Yeah.
One of the paradoxes of Amsterdam, I think of a lot of places actually, is that so you have all these cafes, you can sell all this marijuana. Mm-hmm. It's illegal to grow it, and it's just like where the fuck do you think the cafes get it? Like, for example.
Wait, that's so
yes,
strange.
I know. It just
that doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy, and you're just like, okay, Rotterdam, which is the port about an hour south, 35 minutes south, second largest shipping port in the world. Mm-hmm. It's something like 80% of Europe's cocaine comes in through that port. Yeah. And so at certain points, people have accused the Netherlands of being a narco state and, you know, all kind of dumb bullshit.
Well, they do got good drugs.
For sure. But then there's like this, like, okay, this is all tolerated and everything's cool, everything's great, but it's illegal to grow it. You're allowed to grow 5 plants. Okay, that's
okay. Like a personal whatever. Okay.
But you know, every other block, every block, there's a weed shop. Like, where does that all come from?
Yeah.
And so there's been this disconnect, and finally this year they gave, I think, 5 permits.
Okay, to actually
say, like as an experiment, like a test.
Okay.
And so I have some friends that are big growers in Colorado. Mm-hmm. They do it really well. It's like super scientific, totally dialed. Yeah. I'm like, Richard, get a permit. Let's do this. I'm like, you know what? I don't know. So, A, I don't know if we would have gotten one. Yeah. B, I don't, you know, after like taking care of those plants on my roof, it's like there's so many things that can go wrong. Yeah. the light, the bugs, the rain, the mold, the downy mildew, all these things. I mean, it's similar pests to the wine thing.
Okay.
But it's just like, oh, I don't know. So, and in the Netherlands to do it like big, you would have to use a lot of power. So when you fly in there at night, if you fly into Amsterdam or the Netherlands at night, the whole countryside is lit up with all these like neon orange, yellow, pink, blue.
Okay.
Like you're just looking at the ground like, what am I tripping? What is this? They're actually the greenhouses.
Oh,
so it's where
okay.
they grow everything, and it's like beautiful to see, and it's like, oh my god, like the impact of it is a thing. So I just thought, like, you know what? No, I mean, I make tequila. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And that's really my primary business. And we make wine because it's fun.
Yeah. So tequila is your main.
It's my main business. Yeah.
Okay, and is that why you were down in Mexico?
It is.
Tequila. Okay.
Yes.
Because you brought. We're actually gonna try one of these.
Let's do it.
Let's do one of these. I love the box.
Thank you.
The box is super cute, and it's called Superbird.
Superbird.
You see that? I'll take pictures of it and post it as well. And so, okay, what are these? Explain what these are.
So, it's Paloma. Paloma is essentially a margarita, but maybe pink grapefruit.
Okay.
So much. And the Paloma in Spanish also means the dove, and thus Superbird.
A Superbird.
And the plan is really like, you know, there's everything that's in a can is just shit, and it's made with all kinds of gross stuff.
They really are,
They
yeah.
suck. And so this is really my vision, to make the best damn cocktail
In a can.
Exactly.
That's easy in a can.
Yes.
All right, well, let's try the can. It looks cool, too. I like the packaging.
Thank you. Sorry, Lucy.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, cheers.
Next time it's a shotgun.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
I don't even like grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate grapefruit. This is amazing. This is actually really, really good. Holy shit.
Thank you. It's literally, it's 5 ingredients. It's sparkling water.
Yeah.
In this thing, there's a 2-ounce shot of tequila. That's fucking awesome, because it should be a real drink, right?
Yeah.
So 2-ounce shot of tequila, sparkling water.
Wait, how much does a normal drink have?
Most like bars do like between 1.25 and 1.75. In Europe, it's like 1 ounce. Like, it's not a drink. And they're like, oh, you want a double? It's like, no, I want a real fucking drink.
I'll take
2
a
ounces.
quadruple, please.
Yeah, totally. So 2 ounces is proper.
Yeah.
And so it's tequila, sparkling water, pink grapefruit juice. We only use agave nectar to sweeten, so no strange sugars, and a tiny bit of beet juice, like
for the color. Yeah, a little bit of pink. Exactly. Because of pink grapefruit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me like grapefruit.
I'm here to do it. Right, Lucy?
Lucy, do you have any other flavors, or is it?
Yes. So, the Superbird Free is like the low
cal
version for people.
What? For people on a diet?
I know.
That's right. Crazy. That's this one.
Mm-hmm.
0 sugar. Another cool box. No, Lucy, you're not getting drunk. 95 calories.
But then there's so just in Mexico making a spicy mango margarita, a lime thingy, a strawberry lime margarita, all kinds of things. So there will be a whole bunch of birds, a whole flock.
A whole flock. A whole flock of flavored doves. And where are people going to be able to buy? Are you going to be able to sell it here in the States, or?
Yes, so literally everywhere. We've been really lucky. COVID's actually been really good to us in a strange way.
Okay, well, a lot of people have been drinking.
That's true.
So many people have been doing a lot of drinking.
They drink more, they smoke more.
Yeah, there's been a lot of,
So we have a distribution / partnership arrangement with the second largest brewer on planet Earth.
Which one is that?
Molson Coors.
Oh, yeah.
So starting tomorrow, actually the 15th this month.
Yeah.
It'll be
everywhere. Oh my goodness. Well, this episode of the podcast actually comes out next week, so
perfect.
But it'll be perfect. Yeah, we gotta check it out. Yeah, this stuff is really, really good. Even if you don't like grapefruit, try it.
Tequila is probably my favorite drug.
Tequila is I'm a fan of it.
It's an upper. It's because you're a fan of cocaine too. So.
Yeah.
Everything behind the bar is really interesting.
Yeah.
But I think that they're all like physically downers.
Yeah.
But tequila's different. It's like.
It's also like one of the easiest for your body to digest.
Exactly.
You don't get as bad of hangovers. I was talking with Doug Stanhope, and he was saying, he's like, all alcohol gives you the same drunk, blah blah blah. And
Absolutely
I was like, I kind of get it, but then at the same time, like I can see for certain like types of alcoholics that it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But like. No, there's definitely, I thought about it, I'm like, I actually have to take that back, because there's difference between a wine drunk and a tequila drunk.
Totally.
For sure.
There's a difference between like a whiskey drunk. I fall asleep. Like, and that's no fun.
Yeah, like, well, dark liquors in general, I get real mean, like salt and battery ticket type mean. Twice. Once. Whatever. Once disturbance. Yeah, I'm actually banned from drinking 151 rum. In the city of Milwaukee.
I love it.
Those shots are really good. Have you ever had a panty dropper before?
What's in it?
Well, it's very similar to a Flaming Dr. Pepper.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Flaming Dr. Peppers. If you don't know what Flaming Dr. Pepper is, a Bud Light, by the way, is the best beer for Flaming Dr. Pepper.
So fizzy.
I don't like Bud Light. It's a race beer. It always makes me go poop a lot. But for some reason. Bud Light is like the best, and it's like a tumbler of Bud Light, and then you have the shot glass with one. It's supposed to be like amaretto, and then 151 rum, and then you light it on fire, drop it in, kind of like a Jaeger bomb, and then slam it, and it tastes just like Dr. Pepper.
It's amazing.
A panty dropper is pretty much the same thing, but you're using Red Bull.
Okay.
So it's like one of those type of bomb shots with amaretto and then 151 rum. So amazing. I would. Drinking a lot of panty droppers at this particular point in my life, and a lot of people were just they were skipping the amaretto and just giving me 151 rum and Red Bull. Oof. And that is a downer and an up and upper, and salt and battery ticket, it's fine.
Yeah. You with tequila and it's upper.
Yeah. I've tequila has never made me like mean or angry. I've always been I've been happy, but I'm ready to fight at any given time, to be honest. Yeah, no, I'm a scrapper. I get it from my daddy, I think. Okay. I just like in certain bars, like I don't like if something's gonna happen, I don't have a problem fighting. It doesn't mean I'm gonna like instigate one. Yeah. I definitely don't try to instigate fights. A lot of fights are brought to me because I'm a big lady, being tall. Even I know a lot of big guys too. They know everybody wants to fight the biggest guy in the room, like even if they're not doing anything. Totally. So that I'll knock a bitch out on tequila. I don't want to though. Whiskey, I'll want to. You know what I mean? Totally Whiskey, I'll want to. Tequila, I'll regret it.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter, thankfully.
No, you don't.
No idea how. No idea.
That's a good thing. It's not necessarily I mean, it's good for, like, self-defense, but it's not like we're Neanderthals anymore where we need to, like, protect, you know what I mean, kind of thing. I get it from my dad, like I said. He's crazy. I've been writing a lot about my dad's side of the family, so, like, I was like, oh, yeah, my dad actually used to fight a lot. Like, growing up. He's a big guy, too. He's, like, 6'10".
That's a huge man.
Yeah, 250, 300, depending on where he was in his bipolar cycle.
Okay.
I was writing about the time I had watched him beat up 3 cops and like throw 2 of them through a screen patio door.
Wow.
He liked but he was always more on the defensive because he knew that he could hurt people.
Yes.
And so it was more of just like kind of like trying to help themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen him hold a dude's head back from trying to hit him because he was just, like, wasted and, like, he couldn't reach him. And it was just, like, just watching my dad hold this
like dude. A cartoon. Amazing.
Like, it was super funny. Yeah, because a lot of people fight the biggest guy in the room. And my dad's like, I'm not the one you want to do that with. He's like, I used to kill people for fun. Okay, yeah. I'm kidding. Or not. I don't know. Allegedly. We won't get into that yet. So what is actually the name of your tequila company?
So Superbird is one.
Okay.
That's the stuff that comes in a can. And then we have a separate company called Komos.
Komos, okay.
Komos. And it's
I'm trying to think, because, like, I like tequila, yeah.
It's brand new.
Okay.
It's also as of May 1st, about to be everywhere.
Yes.
It's swanky. It's $120 a bottle.
Okay.
And
Is it a cute bottle though?
It's so amazing.
Yeah,
it's
like I buy stuff just because of the packaging. I'm one of those.
It's I think it's the most beautiful thing. It's this big, beautiful blue porcelain thing that we make by hand, and it's awesome. I'll send you one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It's really amazing.
And blue. Okay, so what's with the blue color? Is it like keep the tequila safe?
No. So this is like here's kind of like nerdy Richard makes wine, thinks about things in strange ways. I think that the way we enjoy tequila is totally out of step with the way it's made and marketed. And I mean, I fucking love chips, guacamole, sombreros, and sometimes a mariachi band. Those things are never around when I'm drinking tequila. Like, they're just not there. Like,
yeah.
Hopefully, I'm on a
Well,
beach.
in the Netherlands, I don't see a lot of...
That's true, too.
Do they have Cinco de Mayo?
No, they don't. I do live in the Netherlands, but until COVID, I lived in an airport. We would travel 220 days a year.
Yeah, you guys were always traveling everywhere.
Totally.
Yeah.
So...
Is that for, like, a work thing? Is that...
Work, pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been home since December 29th. It's been 4 months.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's winter, crazy. And so I can go work in Mexico, which we did. We worked hard between Mexico and Hawaii. But that's, like, more in step with how I think. Like, so if I'm drinking tequila, it's in a bar or in a nice restaurant or in a friend's home. If I'm lucky, it's on a beach or maybe on a boat or in a day club or in Las Vegas by the pool. All these things, like, it's really, really different. And so we've tried to think about what if that occasion informs actually how we make it.
Yeah.
And so, very long story made short, we make it more like you make it's still distilled, of course, but we bring all these really, for lack of a better adjective, kind of tender or gentle winemaking techniques to it.
Like, you put love into it?
Yeah, we put so much love into it. But, like, this is crazy. Yeah. So you could literally take the garbage in the streets of Manhattan in July and put it into a still and turn it on, and alcohol will come out the other side. Because rotting is also fermentation.
Yeah.
And you'll have alcohol, and some fucking people will drink it.
Yeah, prison wine.
Also grappa, like that's why the Italians put in those fancy bottles. It's literally fermenting trash.
Yeah.
Truly.
We'll drink it though. We don't give a fuck.
Totally, but I really want to love what I put in my body. So we try to be really thoughtful and gentle about it, and so it's more like making wine, and then we distill it. Yeah. And then so it's we're trying to be inspired again by the occasion as opposed to necessarily just this idea of
this booze.
Chips, guacamole, what have you. So it's different.
What most white people think when they think of tequila, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that stereotypical.
Totally.
Or just Americans in general. We're all guilty of it.
100%. We're finding though, like at that, if you're gonna spend $120 a bottle on anything, like there's really a different little subset that lives there.
Yeah.
So it'll be in New York May 1st, but we started.
Yeah, it's like a special occasion or.
Alia, I can't make enough.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You would think like, oh my God, it's expensive. It's not. It's like I literally can't make enough.
People are just buying it.
Crushing it.
That's amazing though. That's good for you guys. Good job. Because
we drank 18 bottles last weekend. I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
You're like, Jesus. Yeah. That's horrible.
It's a big party.
Because I've always liked tequila. I dated a Mexican man for a very long time, first generation American, and obviously his family very big on tequila and like what type of tequilas that they use for certain types of drinks and stuff like that. So we always used is it Casamigos? The one with the deer on it, right? No, wait.
It's Cazadores.
Cazadores, okay.
Casamigos has Jim Clooney's face.
Yes, okay. So the one with the deer on it, that was the one that his mom always put in the margaritas. Like that was the margarita tequila.
Totally. Perfect. Super traditional. Super good. Super easy.
Yep. And then the Casamigos was the one that they would sip on and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. George Clooney.
Yeah, and I do. There was one that's kind of smoky. I can't.
Is it mezcal?
That I can handle a little bit, but it kind of reminds me of Grand Marnier. Like not just in the sense where I'm like, oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Grand Marnier is so gross.
It's so
gross. But we used to. for some reason, bartending in Milwaukee specifically, we would force ourselves to drink the nastiest shots.
Yes.
Be like, and then mark them down on our arm of how many we had. And just be like, have you thrown up yet? No.
Have you had a defibrillator?
I have a what?
A defibrillator? Have you had one?
No.
That's a really gross shot.
What is that?
One of my worst nights happened because of defibrillators. So shot glass,
Yeah.
sambuca.
Okay.
Then slowly pour the Blanco tequila over it.
Okay.
And so it looks like it's clear, but there's a division. Then you take Cholula and put a couple drops in, and it sinks through the tequila, and it sits on the sambuca, and it like vibrates there like a beating heart.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's really beautiful to look at.
That's
It's
disgusting.
it's so hard. Well, you drink it, and it's like the hot sauce and the tequila just get washed down by the sambuca. So you're just like, oh, sambuca.
I can't
all of a
stand
sudden-
sambuca.
I can't
then,
either.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, you've had a few, and it's
Yeah,
it's a
because
rough day.
sambuca, it's that the black licorice.
Yeah, you don't like licorice.
I don't like black licorice. I think it's.
You know, red licorice isn't licorice.
I know white chocolate isn't real chocolate either, but these are little lies that I like that help me sleep at night. Okay, I'm aware. I'm aware. Yeah, no, I can't stand black licorice. We had a shot. Excuse me. Growing up, that everyone had to do when they turned 21, and it's disgusting. It's so gross. It's barely any alcohol, but it's Bailey's and then lime juice, and it's called the cement mixer.
Oh yeah, because it gets all thick.
Because it's super, and if you don't drink it fast enough,
It's so gross.
it will like curdle in your
Curdle.
mouth, and like we would make people like that in like the blowjob shops, which
Yes,
is Amaretto
totally.
and Bailey's or whatever. But yeah, when anyone turned 21 in Wisconsin, like especially with our friends, like you had to do 21 of those shots.
Oh, some friend you are.
Yeah, no, we're
That's
horrible
amazing.
people. It's not pleasant. Yeah, I chose the blowjobs. I'm like,
Yeah.
but you had to do them like,
Yes.
yeah. A lot of the guys were like, all right, I'll do the cement mixers, but they're already pre-made. So it's like, no, our main goal is to make you puke.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, we're not nice people in Wisconsin when it comes with alcohol. You're like, your pussy you only had half a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. There's a lot of binge drinking. Not a lot of like, there's a lot of beer connoisseurs.
Yes.
They do make a lot of beer.
That's nice. Like beer.
Lots of beer. Lots of little microbreweries now in Milwaukee. I mean, it was technically like the brewing capital of the world
Yes.
for a while. They lost that title.
Yes. Where'd it go?
I don't know. I know that I think some South African company actually bought like Miller Lite, but I know Leinenkugel's is still like headquarters is in Milwaukee. They still have like the Miller plant and stuff like that. They have the old Pabst Blue Ribbon brewery there. Like they don't make the beer there anymore, but they still have like they're turning it into like probably apartments. They still have like the cool old Pabst sign. Like my grandfather used to work there. Yeah.
Yes.
But
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, there, and then he also used to like work at a mink factory too, which is now like some sports shop right on Kilbourne there, if I remember correctly. I can't remember.
They grew mink there?
Well,
Guys
no, well they would skin them and
Okay.
you know for furs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. He was really good at that. Unfortunately, well, he was a hunter and stuff like that. But yeah,
Oh, it's fine.
they had a
It's
bunch of
fine.
factories and stuff down in Milwaukee, and he always worked at that. But yeah, PBR, he worked at the Pabst brewery for a while. It's actually really cool. Have you ever been to Milwaukee before?
I have been.
Yeah.
I've been twice. I really enjoyed it. It's lovely. I mean, we went there under the auspices of like, hey, I'm Richard, here's my wine, sort of thing. You go with your distributor.
Yeah.
But you see a bunch of cool food, a bunch of cool history.
Mhm.
I think my distributor's office was in an old brewery, kind of on a water area that
Yeah.
they converted, and so beautiful. I wanted to bump into Bob Euchre, didn't happen.
Yeah, it's hard to like. He's not out and about as much
No,
as
not
he
so
would
ambulatory.
want to.
But no, it was great, and it was summer, so like it's just like
That's pretty much the only time to go.
Totally,
Like
yeah.
it has like the hot, humid summers, like here
Yes.
in New York, but in the winter, no.
but you have lightning bugs, or what did you call them?
Yeah, they're lightning.
Yeah,
The
lightning
little
bugs.
lightning
I
bugs.
love them.
They don't have them anywhere else.
Well, just the Midwest. I mean, I grew up
Yeah.
pretty much on the Mexican border.
Yeah.
No lightning bugs whatsoever.
No
no
problem.
water either. Totally different deal.
Yeah.
So, I would go to Columbus in the summer to visit a friend, and just like, oh my god, these things, they fly around, they
And
roll
then
right
they
on their ass. It's
glow.
like, it's amazing. You like take them and try to write your name on the sidewalk, which is not very nice.
No, but when you're a kid,
When you're
you
a kid,
don't
you don't know the difference.
know that. Me
Yeah.
and my cousin, after we would go fishing, and my great grandfather would like sit on the picnic table outside and like clean the fish and like, cause he taught us how to do this. He's like, you girls gotta know how to do this, and we did. But we were also like, ew.
Yeah.
But there would be a couple of times when we would take like pine needles. He had all these trees and stuff, but he had like the really long pine needles, and we would take them and the fish were dead.
Yeah.
Okay, the fish were dead. I just want to clarify that the fish were dead.
Dead fish.
But we would take the pine needles and like poke at their eyes and like try to like.
Like a bird.
And my great grandfather got really upset with us. He's like, "You're disrespecting the fish who's giving us food." We're Native American, so it's like a big thing to like respect stuff. We're like, we're so sorry, we didn't mean it. Like, we're not going to turn into Jeffrey Dahmer or anything like that.
He was from Milwaukee, right?
Well, he's technically from Ohio, but he lived in Milwaukee, and like he did most of his murdering and eating in Milwaukee.
Dissolving. Ugh.
Yeah, he did a lot of weird. He did a lot of horrible things. Yeah. Well, like I said, I've been writing about my dad and my uncle, and I'm like, nothing.
Amazing.
They're crazy. Yeah, no, he ate people. Wisconsin actually has a lot of cannibals. Ed Gein.
What?
Yeah, Ed Gein was another cannibal.
Oh.
Caught in Wisconsin. I actually have a shirt that says has the outline of Wisconsin, and it has Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer, and then I think they added Scott Walker, our former governor, and says, "This is Wisconsin, we eat people." Which is so bad.
It's fucked up, but it's also funny.
Yeah, well, I mean, serial killer, like, it is very, like, it's horrible. And, like, the way you hear about, like, they kill these people, like, brutalize these people, but we're like, I want to know more. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you want to know more until it fucking happens to you.
What is that about human nature? Like, why do we love a car crash?
Probably it's definitely one of those things where it's like, oh, it's not happening to us. But we also kind of want to see what could happen if it did happen to, like that kind of stuff, like that curiosity. And, I mean, I think it just depends on our culture too, like the same way that people like view sex and stuff like that. If they see like a half, like a woman in like a skimpy outfit, and some people are like, what, it's just like, I can't. Yeah, our brains are very, like, we actually really love violence, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, a lot of, we think about through all of our lineage and stuff like that, those motherfuckers were brutal.
They're so brutal.
A lot of murder and rape. Like, we are all of a product of at least one rape.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, just that, like, that brutality and stuff like that, I think. People are like, love and kindness. It's like, yeah, but that's not, unfortunately, a part of, at least not a lot of, our human nature. It's just not who we are.
Yeah, I don't think it's our human nature to be mean, but I think when resources get scarce, then people get freaky.
Yeah, look at the toilet paper thing. People freaked out over, like, fighting each other over toilet paper and stuff, and now people are, like, very ashamed of that, And yeah, they absolutely should be. Especially in, like, a civilized society.
Everyone should just have a bidet. Like, what's the big deal?
Dude, I got a bidet a while ago, and it is the greatest thing. You know why people don't like bidets here, especially in the United States? That they had this great, I retweeted it. It's because of sex workers use them, and that they didn't want the stigma of that. But yeah, like if you look throughout all of history, everyone always had like a pitcher to wash their butt with.
Of course.
And then I noticed how much toilet paper I wasn't using because I had one of my friends stay with me for a little while. I'm like, oh, I have a bidet. He wouldn't use it.
What?
I thought it was so. I'm like, dude, you gotta try. He's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he went through like I had 3 girls over or something like that. I was just like, holy shit!
Amazing.
Like you do save so much for the. Get a fucking bidet.
Right.
I think I'm gonna get Tushy to sponsor this podcast. But yeah, bidets are amazing. Yeah, the United States because they don't want to be like sex workers.
The sex shaming is ridiculous. ridiculous.
Yeah.
The sex shaming, the drug shaming, it's all.
Well,
just
that's
so...
one of the reasons why I started this. I'm like, I already worked on the sex shaming thing, and
Yep,
now everyone has an OnlyFans, so it's kind of hard to sex shame now. I'm like, what else can I work on? I'm also just sick of talking about blowjobs.
Bird.
I'm like, drugs. Oh, that's.
Yeah.
I'm good at drugs.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you have your wine. Well, when this podcast comes out, these drinks, the tequila will be out.
Yes.
Your tequila will be out. These awesome Superbird drinks. Make sure you get these. These are really good, and in the other flavors. And then also pick up both of these books. Where can people buy this book, the Cannabis book?
So Amazon / everywhere. And the one thing I want to say about the book I'm super proud of is essentially all of the cash that comes to me doesn't come to me. It goes to criminal justice reform.
It's got it even on the book.
It matters a lot.
Yeah, no, it really does.
It matters so much. It's a cause that is ultra dear to my heart. And honestly, like, why do I so I'm born white and male, so there's so much privilege that comes with that. And why do I get to write a book about cannabis when everyone else goes to jail
for it? Yeah,
it's so fucked up.
Yeah. So you're using your privilege for good.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I really believe that. Yeah.
It does smell really good too, by the way. I recommend it.
Thank you.
I absolutely recommend it. Where can people find you on social media and stuff?
At YoBets on both Twitter and Instagram.
With 2 T's.
BETTS. Yo Bets. Yes.
Yo Bets, yes.
Yo Bets. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was super fun, and for all the alcohol. I love it when you give me alcohol. It's the greatest. Obviously, you guys, you can find this show on Spotify, iTunes, all the places you listen to your podcast, YouTube. Also, How to Do Drugs on Twitter and How to Do Drugs Pod on Instagram. If you guys have fun drug stories, alcohol stories that you would like me to read, please email me at howtododrugsnyc@gmail.com. I'm going to be starting to read some fan letters and stuff like that. If you want to remain anonymous, just let me know up top, and you will remain anonymous. If you want me to say your name, I can say your name as well. So start sending me that, and don't forget to check out the Patreon. All right, bye.